Scribble notes when I wrote these quotes. If I offend, pardon me.
Welcome back, everybody. It is your boy, Jamil Eef, and I'm back again. I am hyped to talk this like at all. I'm just hyped in general. I'm always hyped. I wanted to say, so this episode is one I was like super looking forward to. It's about plot twist, right? So if you know me, if you read any of my books, you will know I am a huge fan of plot twists. I think plot twists are literally the best thing you can do in a book. So I want to talk a little bit about 5 tips that I have for plot twists and how you can execute them better in your stories. A lot of people don't necessarily execute their plot twists as great as they should. And I think I can answer those questions today. So if you find any value out of this video, you already know what to do. Like this video. That'd be number 1. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and leave a comment, because I really want to know, like, what are some questions you have about plot twists that I don't answer, so I can answer those in the comments or make another video. Yeah, so let's get started. Number 1 is setup. It's the long con. So you have to think about your plot twist way in advance. For me, I'd say a plot twist is not something that you pants, for instance, right? Like, even if you're someone who doesn't like to plan out your story, your plot twist should not be the thing you pants, because you need to layer this plot twist. This needs to be set up in the beginning. It needs to be set up throughout the story. So even if you do pants and get to the plot twist, you'll have to go back and set it up anyway. So think about the plot twist as a long con. It's not something that happens over the course of 2 chapters. It's not something that happens over the course of 3-4 chapters. It's something that you start in the beginning of the story and you make build to that bigger crescendo at the end. So number 2, simply to me, is layer your story in subtext. Like, layer this plot twist in the subtext of the story. So as someone's reading, they should be able to kind of get and understand that there's something more to come. Part of that can be through dialogue and conversation. You can have characters reference things that have happened to other people. You can do it in paintings. In my second book, I did a ton of foreshadowing and for the plot twist inside of a painting. The story in the painting that was being described wasn't directly what was happening to my characters, but the themes and how that stuff plays was. So remember that there's all these different layers that you can add. You can add foreshadowing for plot twist in the items that are on a table or in a room or a chamber or whatever it is. You can do a ton of layering for your plot twist inside of subtext, things that can just be read differently, whether it's the way someone says something or the way someone speaks. You can start to get a little bit of a wariness based off of how you say something, even if you don't directly say what it is. Number 3, the best plot twist are little pinches here and little pinches there. You don't want to heavy-handed deliver the plot twist. I know there are a lot of us that we get excited, right? You get excited when you have the opportunity to kind of get people on a moment. You're like, oh man, I can't wait till they see this come. Till they see this little storyline play out. I can't wait till they read further. But layer it in pinches. Like, you want to make it so your plot twist isn't so out of left field that people are like, how did this ever occur? But at the same time, you don't want to make it so predictable that it's barely a twist, because then it was like, oh, I saw that coming from a mile away. They said this, and then that relates directly back. One of the things I did in my first book, which was really fun, we decided, my brother and I, we co-authored it, and we decided that one of the bigger storylines was going to play through, but it was multiple characters. So when you're reading one character, you're like, okay, this is what's going on in this storyline. This is what's going on in this plot. And we have one little item get referenced in one character's story. And then in another character's story, that's a similar item gets referenced. in a different context with different stakes. So what we did was we played with the drama to hide a very small clue within that dramatic sequence. So if you're reading, you get the item, but then you get a dramatic sequence that really captures your attention. So it pulls you almost in a different direction. It kind of subverts your attention, and that leads you to forget about this smaller thing that was referenced. So when the plot twist does happen and it is revealed, you finally get this moment where it's like, whoa, I definitely should have seen this coming. And those are the best kind of plot twists. You make it so the reader feels like they should have seen it coming because the clues were there. They just didn't read deep enough into those things. So you want to pinch those little moments throughout the story, because that is the stuff, that's the content that gives you the greater feeling at the end. That's what changes the plot. That's what changes the narrative. That's what changes the read of the story. And that's what kind of what you want to do when you're getting a plot twist done. So the next one, I think this is a really big one. The reveal matters. The reveal matters a lot in the story. So when you're thinking about your plot twist, really consider, how are you going to reveal this? What's the context of the reveal, and how big is the reveal moment supposed to be? When you're editing and you're going back and thinking about what that sequence looks like when the plot twist finally gets told, when the secret is out, you really want to consider how the reader's supposed to feel. You want to make sure that that feeling is well executed. There's a lot of scenes and sequences inside of a story that don't need to be necessarily perfect. I'd say a plot twist is one of those scenes that you should take extra time and extra care and attention on, whether it's delivering better prose or really just thinking about like what words really exemplify how this character would feel in this moment now that this plot twist has been revealed. Whatever that is, the sheer shock sometimes is like one thing I did in my second book was just single words in paragraphs. Just no, don't, boom, enter. And you're like reading this through this character's mind. And you're like, wait, what is going on? And then when the reveal happens, you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. But it's because of the buildup that you can create inside of the narrative through the way that you write it and the way you put it out there. One of the things I wouldn't suggest is long paragraphs. If you have a huge plot twist and a huge reveal, don't do long paragraphs. Do short, choppy paragraphs, because those ones will give the reader like this feeling that this is all happening right now. Like this all just came out, and this character doesn't even have the ability to complete a narrative thought. Long paragraphs can sometimes like slow the story down. So just like think about that and watch out for that when you're writing. And the last tip is make sure that the plot twist has ramifications. One of the big things that I hate about some people's plot twists, I hate some stories, is because the plot twist is like negligible. Like, it's whatever. Like, it's crazy that happened, but like that wasn't an important plot twist. Like, it just feels like it was tacked on. I read Elantris, and there was like towards the end, there was all these reveals, and then one of them was just like, oh, that's cool. Like it just didn't hit the same as all the rest, because some of the other ones were so like big and grand, and they make such a difference, where that last plot twist, I was like, what was that one there for? Like that one could have not been there at all, and it wouldn't have made the story any worse. Like it just was there. It was just out of place. And I think when you're writing your plot twist, think about how big and what the ramifications of these plot twists are, and how it changes the story's read upon second read. You want your reader to be able to go back and be like, wow, this is it. This is where it's headed to that. Oh, I see the layering here. You want to make it deeper on second read, so that person really does feel like, whoa, this story was well thought out, even if it's you after writing the first draft, going back and layering it in. And the other piece is make sure that it's thematic, almost. Like the best plot twists, in my opinion, have been plot twists that are thematic. They really wrap up what this story was about. whatever that premise of your book was, the plot twist should really pull that together and handle that nicely and like go and coincide with it. Because if that's what the story is going to be remembered for, is this plot twist, then you want to make sure that that also feeds into the theme of what the story was always about. Because then people will feel like when they pick up the book and they read the back, that after reading the story, they're like, I know what this was about. I know why they wrote it that way. And I think that's the best way. I think that's some of the best way to actually do a plot twist well. If you enjoyed this story, if you enjoyed this, please like the video, subscribe, leave a comment even if you didn't. Like, let me know what your thoughts are on plot twists. That's what I really would like to hear. Let me know what your thoughts are on plot twists in the comments. Tell me some books that you think did a plot twist really well, and I'd love to like break them down and even think about reading them too. Like, why not? I'll always live with a good plot twist. But this has been another episode, and y'all know what it is. Peace out.
Scribble notes when I wrote these quotes. If I offend, pardon me, there's more of me to grow. Creative in my process, enjoy the show. The will is different when you recognize the different strokes. Different folks, same goals, we all want the most. So when we reach the top, we can enjoy the toast. The type of bread we get is fresh about the bakery. Told them don't play with me, with or without a degree, don't question my intensity. Bravery, similar to agencies that want to see you fold. So just pray for me. Yeah, Einstein with my energy.